Hey, what's up, guys? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I hope your day's going great. Let me know how your day's going in the comments below. It helps the algorithm, helps the channel. But anyways, in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about the fight or flight state. I hope that you're somewhat familiar with the idea, at least, which is basically that when somebody is feeling threatened or whatever, whether that be a social situation or a different type of situation, their body tends to go into a fight or flight state, which is basically a very reactive state to the environment. And why am I choosing this topic to discuss? It's because it actually negatively affects the way that a person thinks when they're in a fight or flight state, right? So it's very not beneficial to be in a fight or flight state. You can see examples of how cognitive function is impaired by being in a fight or flight state. When somebody's taken up onto a stage in a demonstration, there's literally demonstrations that show this, and there's scientific studies supporting this type of thing, where basically if they're under pressure, then they can't do for example, math problems and other reasoning and logic problems like they can when they're calm. They can't do that when they're under pressure. They can't replicate the results when they're feeling threatened, when they're feeling like they're in a fight or flight state, which is actually three. It's not just fight or flight, it's also freeze, which is like the third possibility, but usually it's not mentioned because fight or flight is shorter and it's easier to say. So I'm just going to refer to it as fight or flight. So we often get into a fight or flight state where it depends on the person. Depends on the person. Even me, actually. Yeah. I would say that right now I still get into a fight or flight state pretty easily compared to what I want to achieve. I want to be a lot less reactive to my environment and to the people around me in the future, and I want to, just be more calm and chill. Because here's the thing, right? For me, I'm a very naturally competitive person. I tend to see the world through a competitive lens. And the problem with that is that sometimes you feel like everybody's just against you. You feel like, oh, is this person judging me? Is that person judging me? You're always assessing where you are in the meta of the situation. Like, how do I put it? You're assessing your place in the social status, and you're assessing, like, oh, what should I say? What if I say this? That'll make me sound cool or smart or whatever. Try to act cool, shit like that. And yeah, it doesn't make you cool if you're trying to be cool. It's like a paradox. So it's a lot better to just relax and be chill, right? And when you do that, one of the reasons why it's so much better is because you're actually able to access more of your brain's power, more of its cognitive processing ability, because your brain isn't impaired by the anxiety that you would otherwise feel. And basically you can be a lot more witty, a lot more charismatic. You can be actually present in the moment, and you can actually enjoy your life a lot more, basically. Not to mention the financial benefits that come from that. Not that I'm one to speak, because I'm not rich or financially independent or anything like that, although I could be, but I'm not financially free at all. It's how do I put it? Developing the ability to stay calm and use more of your brain's processing ability allows you to have better interpersonal skills, which translates to money in the long run. EQ, which is emotional intelligence, is the best predictor of financial success and otherwise just generally success in different areas of life, especially interpersonal relationships. But interpersonal relationships are very linked to financial success too, although financial success isn't the only important thing. And then interpersonal relationships are also linked to happiness and sense of well-being, contentedness. So basically, this idea that I'm talking to you about here in this video applies and helps you in all areas of your life. So if you're not familiar with this concept, I would highly recommend doing more research into it. And I'm gonna try to get you out of the fight or flight state. I mean, if you're in it while you're watching this video, I'm gonna do that in a little bit. I'm gonna try to get you out of the fight, flight, or freeze state. But if you do want to know more about it, I would highly recommend doing research on it if you're not too familiar with the subject, because this is actually huge. This is a life-changing fact. When you realize just how reactive the people around you are, it's actually mind-blowing. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever done psychedelics. I've done some psychedelics, but this is like more mind-blowing than psychedelics. Psychedelics is just bullshit. It just makes simple things seem more complex. It just dumbs you down, really. From my experience, like, you don't actually get any big insights from psychedelics. I haven't tried whatever ashwagandha or ayahuasca or whatever. No, not ashwagandha, it's ayahuasca. I haven't tried like that one, but with LSD and mushrooms, psychedelic mushrooms, you don't actually get any insights. You only feel like you got insights when really you could have achieved those same insights sober, right? It's just like you would have achieved them faster, and you would have been progressing in so many areas in your life faster if you're not turning to substances like that. Because odds are, if you're using psychedelics, then you also have a lot of other bad habits, I'm sad to say. Anyways, how do you get out of a fight or flight situation or a fight or flight state? I would say the first step, if you're like alone, but even if you're out and about in a public area, I would say the first thing to do would be to just slow down your breathing. If your breathing is already slow, you're probably not in a fight or flight state at that point in time. See, our physiology and our mental state, like our emotions, are very linked. And the reason why breathing slowly is good for getting somebody out of a fight or flight state is because of this link. If somebody's like hyperventilating, like you're gonna start to feel like slightly different emotions, right? And it goes the other way around too. If you breathe more slowly, your emotions are gonna start to become more calm. And the link also goes the other way too. If your emotions start to go one way because you were going down a certain train of thought, or because some stimulus in your environment, for example, somebody telling you a specific thing, if you get a stimulus about a certain thing and you let it affect you emotionally, then that's gonna change your physiology to where your breathing changes, and like the way that your blood flow changes depending on the emotion that you feel gets affected. So the first thing is the breathing. Slow down the breathing to something like you would be doing if you were calm. And then the next thing is to realize that not everybody's out to get you. Most people actually want your success. If you are in a fight or flight state of mind, it's probably because you're misguided about reality. Maybe you live in a toxic situation where there's a lot of toxic people around you, in which case I would urge for you to try to get out of that situation. But for people who are not in that type of situation, for people who are basically not in that situation, where it's only like one or two people in your life who are toxic or whatever, you gotta realize that not everybody is like those toxic people. Most people want to see you succeed. They want to see you happy. Like, for me, my personal experience, when I'm walking down the street, like, la la la, I look at a person, I don't think like, oh, I hate that guy, I want to see him fail at life. Like, no, I want that person to be happy and I want them to succeed. Just because they make good money and they're happy and this sort of thing, it doesn't mean that there's less money and less happiness for me to have. You have to get into a collaborative mind state rather than a competitive mind state for most things in life. There's certain periods of time where a competitive mind state might be more beneficial, but in general, a collaborative mind state is better, particularly because you'll have more of your brain available to process information and to make better decisions. So your brain will make better decisions for you, which will basically let you win in most situations. It'll let you win compared to the people who are not doing that, which is most people, right? Most people, I think, get into a fight or flight state very easily. They're very reactive. So you already will basically be ahead of most people in most things if you just apply this technique. Like, maybe you don't even have to be good at something, but you just apply this technique and you'll be better than somebody who's practiced way more than you at something, at a particular skill or ability, simply because you can use more of your brain. And then the other thing I could say with regards to getting out of a fight or flight state once you're already in that state is to be grateful for the things that you have and think about the people in your life who you know for a fact do want to see you succeed and who do want the best for you. That's the message I wanted to get across in this video, guys. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, please subscribe. I hope you have a great day. Let me close this. Gotta open this. Okay. Peace.